Hey, friend. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Boss Talk with Moet. And of course, I am Moet. You can follow me everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, anything that's IAMMOETT. That's IAMMOETT. I like to come on here and keep this space held on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for entrepreneurs, small business owners, whoever it is that has a story to tell, because you're always able to learn something from someone else's story. And it's important to be able to gain insight from someone else's story, because maybe they have went through what you're currently going through, or maybe they're going through something that you've already went through. But you, either way, there's always something to learn from someone else's story. And that's why I bring those stories here to you on this platform, and I have created this space. So today we have none other than my dearest friend. We have known each other for years. We have connected throughout different projects. We have done a lot of different things together. She is a beautiful soul. She is an amazing individual, and she's so strong and resilient. And her name is CEO Queen Moore. Hey, girl.
Hi, Moet. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So go ahead and tell the people who you are, what you do, how they can connect with you.
Hi, guys. I am, as she says, CEO Queen. The CEO stands for Creating Every Opportunity. I am a serial entrepreneur. I am a brand strategist. Also, now a motivational speaker. And I have an entertainment company called Experience Elite Entertainment, and it was founded and started here in Georgia. I am a California native, but I've been here in Georgia about 13 years now, and that kind of sparked this whole entertainment fiasco, you might as well say, because I've just segued into a lot of different things. I started out in music because, like, 2017, like, QC, quality control, was popping, the Migos, all of that. So I was running around with that scene trying to get artists on and different things like that. And it led to just more and more contacts and opening more doors and opportunities. I've worked as a personal assistant for some celebrities that you guys may know on Love and Hip Hop, KK, Cena, Jock's baby mama. Like, I have a few different people that I've dealt with and did some work with on the show. And I also started working on production. Like Miss Moet said, we met in different projects because she was acting and doing her thing. And, we kind of just met in that arena, and we have been really good friends, like she said, since then. And as you guys already know, she's super talented and dope, and I'm outside. The real kind. But so excuse any of the background noise if it overshadows me, you guys. I will repeat whatever it is that I feel is important for you guys to know. Like she was saying, yeah, basically I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have that company. I've been in the trucking industry. Some people may not know that about me, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. I recently just did that endeavor. And again, like I was saying, I'm doing independent film. So that's really where I'm at right now. I'm in healthcare by trade. That's what I do on my 9 to 5. But I'm doing everything and anything that God would allow me the breath to do, the gifts, the talents to do, the connections, the resources. And I would encourage all of you guys, if it's anything that you feel you want to do it. Don't hesitate. As she says, you got to watch some of these motivational videos, because I do, that Miss Moet is always posting. She wants you guys to know, don't slack, don't lag, don't waste no time. Time is of the essence. And when she is putting those messages out there for you guys, share them and definitely take heed.
Amazing, amazing. So, really quick, let the people know how they can connect with you.
Okay, well, you can follow my healing journey. Oh, most importantly, what led me into the motivational speaking part of things here in my life is I am a survivor. I just recently had bone cancer, osteogenic sarcoma, and I was diagnosed December of 2022. I had major surgery. You guys probably can't really see, but I had major surgery to remove about 90% of my original jawbone, February of 2023. And since then, I've had 7 more procedures and surgeries. And here I am, still as strong as ever, powerful. And that kind of led me again, like I said, into motivational speaking, because everybody was like really astounded at my journey and how it is that God has continued to keep me, because it's not my doing at all. Sometimes the struggle for Quenisha is real, you know what I mean? But the purpose that God has for Queen is even more real. So with that being said, I just go where it is that God would have me to go. And you can follow that journey, my healing journey, at Healing with CEO Queen. If you have any kind of entertainment or entrepreneur questions, anything it is that I can possibly help you with, you can follow my business page at XE Entertainment. These are on Instagram. At Healing CEO Queen is for my healing journey. And as I said again, XE Entertainment on Instagram is for my business page. I have a personal page as well. It's private. It's not really that much on there going on, but that has my mom and some of my, family things, like my son, because I'm a single mother of a 13-year-old son. And I also take care of my mom, who's 83 with dementia. You can follow us on TikTok. Everybody thinks she's hilarious. This is her real life. This is what I've had to deal with my entire life. And you can follow us on TikTok at I Am CEO Queen and catch a lot of her shenanigans. And like I said, they think she's really funny. So she's taking over that platform. I very rarely get on there because they don't want to see me. They want to see her on my TikTok. But those are the platforms that I'm currently on. Facebook is more personal. It's just got a lot of my family from home in California, so I don't really use it. But so yeah, I won't even mention the Facebook because it's not really as relevant as those other platforms. But tap in, let's link up, let's motivate one another, encourage each other, and stay connected.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So there's so much in regards to your journey, in regards to your story. Let's start with how you got into entertainment. Like, walk us through that process, how you got into that.
Well, as I said, I'm a California native. I came here to Georgia about 13 years ago, and like around 20, well, I came, like I said, in 2010, but like around 2017 or so is like when Migos and Quality Control and the whole music scene for Atlanta was really, really booming. And I'm telling you, every showcase that was going on, any promoter that had something going on, CEO Queen was in the building. I was running around with different artists trying to put them on. I wanted to be a manager. I wanted to be everything it had to do with music, because it was here. Atlanta was the mecca. It was getting popping for us. And I wanted to be a part of that. I actually, like I said again, kind of got into it because just being my normal self, I am like very outgoing and nothing can actually stop me from doing anything it is that I want to do. And it's just some kids, they were really hungry and they wanted to rap, they wanted to dance, they wanted to do whatever it had to do when it came to that music scene and circuit. And just having the business savvy that I have, and like I said again, the personality that I have, they asked me to either manage them or help give them like artist development tips. And I just got into it, and from there I was meeting with different execs and doing different things, like I said, running around a different showcase. I'm locked in with a lot of promoters here in Atlanta, and that's what led me to start Experience Elite Entertainment. And like I said, that started out with the music industry, and during that time, it was really cracking. So that's how I started Experience Elite Entertainment. But since then, with all the other resources and contacts that I've accumulated, like you had said at the start of the show, that's what led us to actually get connected, because I started doing some web series and got into the like independent film scene, because that started to grow right before 2019, 2020, the pandemic, and everybody getting into these streaming sites now. We were moving, me and Moed and our whole crew, and we were like filming and doing things. And like I said, she's a phenomenal, talented person. Acts anything, everything. Moed can do it. So like I said, if you guys are watching any of her videos, these motivational videos that she's dropping is sincere to true to her. You know, like she really has done everything it is that she's telling you guys to do, which is don't lack, don't slack, get up, do it, you know, be you authentically, because that's what's gonna take you where you need to go. God's gifts that's in us naturally is what actually is gonna, I want to pay me. You know, I don't know about you guys, but like when you love what you do, you're never really at work. So I'm totally excited to be here with you, and I'm just so proud of you. You have no idea. Like I couldn't wait to be on the show, and I was supposed to be on the show. I don't know if some of you guys are her followers, probably saw my flyer that had another original date on there, but I ended up having to have another surgery. But we are here today, and ain't nothing stopping us, baby.
Yes, amazing, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Now it's been that's so enlightening because whenever you're going through and you're networking and you're doing these different things, then it allows you to be able to tap into different skills and connect with different
Yeah.
people and different things like that. So when watching different things like that, how did it like what's the question I'm looking for? Like, how did it assist with the transition from like just doing music to actually stepping into the film industry and different things like that?
Well, to be quite honest, I was, like I said, I was doing the showcases and stuff, and I was taking all, whatever artist that was coming to me, like, hey, because they were seeing my go hard. They're like, Queen, I want you to, help manage me or book me or get me here, or get me there. What showcase are you doing this weekend? Like, can I go with you? I actually had a showcase that I was doing with B. Scott. Shout out to B. Scott the Mogul. I was doing a showcase with him out in Lawrenceville. He was doing something at a place called Merger Lounge, and I had a group of kids that I used to, pick up and rally up. It was like I had all of these artists in my car. My car would be loaded down, I promise you guys. And we would drive all the way out to Lawrenceville. And that's where I met my best friend now. Shout out to Wealthy Boy Productions and Shady Hill Films, which is Justice. He was the camera guy there. And so he actually let me in on a little secret. He said, when you're not here, it's not popping. So he was like, you really bring the crowd and you bring the artist. So he was like, he just told me, he's like, I told him I wasn't coming back out that far anymore. I was going to be moving around in Atlanta, closer to where I live. And he said, I want to follow you and wherever you go. And that started the filming situation. Like he had this camera, and he was like, him and his wife, they're like a duo. Shady Hill Films is his wife, and Wealthy Boy Production is him. Shady Hill Films does the editing, and then he does the filmography. So he started just following me everywhere. And naturally, when you see cameras, lights, camera action, everybody's like, who is that? You know what I mean? So that drew more attention to me, and it was history. The rest was history after that. And that now he's like family. He's like my brother. He's my very best friend. And someone who actually introduced me to Moet, Big Law, shout out to Law. He sought us out actually through Instagram, seeing our work, seeing us going around and doing our thing. And he was like, hey, I need another camera guy. He was doing a show at the time that Moet was a part of, Project Heat Atlanta. Shout out to Project Heat. And that's how we came across one another, her and I, and that's how I came into the web series. That was like the start of me actually seeing that I had a love and a passion to really be behind the camera with the production aspect of things. And like I said again, the rest was history. Like we're still filming now. We're actually shooting something that's going to be going to Tubi. It's called Situations ATL, so you can follow that page on Instagram. Situations with a Z at the end, ATL, and that is his newest production, Big Law, and Winners Win Entertainment. So, and I'm a part of that as well. So it's really going good. It's really going good.
Wow, wow, that is amazing. That is so amazing. I got to tap back in with Law also. We talk here and there, but we don't talk that often.
And
But
he
now
was
that I'm
just
back,
saying that too. He was just bragging. He was like, I am so proud and happy to see Moet. He's like, you getting up with Moet, aren't you? You getting up with, I'm like, yes. So watch the show. So yeah.
yes, yes, I love Law. I love Law.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Law. I'm gonna be hitting you up. I'm gonna slide into
Right.
your ZM. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But
Period.
in
Right.
regards to this, So with this aspect of everything, what is some like networking tips, some advice that you could give someone that is currently in a certain field and they're out talking with different people and they're thinking about stepping into another field?
Well, what I would say, whatever it is, like, so like I said, when I was doing the music, I was like dedicated to that. I went to whatever it was. It didn't matter. Sometimes you, not even sometimes, all the time, it takes money to make money. So you may have to pay to be in certain places where you can be seen, you know what I mean? And you have to, one thing that I will always tell anybody, truly be authentically who you are. I can only attribute it to what it is that God put in me, be it a light or whatever it is that someone sees, because there wasn't any blueprint. I had no like, oh, I didn't sit at home and open up a book and write it down and say, okay, I'm gonna go to this showcase, I'm gonna do that. And I love the platforms that we have, Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and things of that nature, because that also played a major part. I got on Instagram, and anything that came across my timeline that had anything to do with music, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? Even if I didn't have any artists to take with me, I still went. You know what I mean? And when I got there, I wasn't a wallflower. I didn't stay up against the wall. I actually got out there and was myself. Hey, how you doing? Shaking hands. Just even the artists as they were coming off the stage, they would see me with my phone. I was recording them and putting it on my platform, Experience Elite Entertainment, and they wanted to know, like, well, who are you? Or I would get their handles, their Instagram information, and then from there I would find what it is that I could provide to them. You know what I mean? To be quite honest. And like I said, that's how Experience Elite was developed, because I found what their need was and what it was that I was capable of actually executing. And so I would recommend that, again, you stay in your lane, whatever that is. You know what I mean? Stay focused on that, and then doors and opportunities are going to open up to you. That's a definite. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. Like I said, again, because we were on Instagram doing what it was that we were doing, that's how Law sought me out. And he wasn't the only person that did that. I actually ended up working with a record label. Shout out to New Life, New Label. I worked with them for maybe about 3 years, to be quite honest. And they had me as their operations manager. And that was because, again, they saw what I was doing when the music circuit was going on. And then they saw that I was starting to do some film stuff as well. And they're like, this girl is unstoppable. Like, whatever she wants to do or whatever she touches, she's going to go to gusto for it. So, and that was one of my first, well, second, I'll say, because my first paid situation was with Karen King. Shout out to Karen King of Love and Hip Hop. She paid me to be her personal assistant, and we did everything. I helped to rebrand her with her book that she actually put out after the show. And so that was my first paid situation. And then my second one was, like I said, with New Life, New Label. They paid me to be their operations manager, and I got to see a lot of work be done in the music industry, and I met quite a few people through them. Shout out to G Boy, and shout out to Slip and Slide Records, shout out to Poison, like I met a lot of people, like I said, and it was really great. So wherever it is that you start, don't stop. I would say that, you know what I mean, because you never know where that will lead you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, it's something that you were saying in regards to like not being a wallflower. I know, like these day and ages, that people go places and they just want to sit and be pretty and just not really be
No.
talking to people and different things like that. So, what are some tips or strategies or advice that you could give to some people to not be wallflowers, because you can't connect with people being a wallflower?
Well, I do know that I have an extrovert personality. And it's funny that you say that, because I kind of had brought my daughter into it, who's now 23, and she's an introverted kind of personality. So But she also was very successful when it came to the film industry, more or less, because that's what she chose. She chose to invest in a camera, and she picked up a camera and kind of was going around with me. And then she branched off from me and actually got into her own apprenticeship with some people. And she was on a lot of different big name sets. You know, she was with Tyler Perry a couple times. And shout out to Divine Visuals, which is well, I won't say it's obsolete right now, but it's on pause. But shout out to Michaela Jenkins, my baby. Yeah, so she has an introverted personality, and just like being on the outside looking at her and how she moved, she still found her own way to connect to people. And like I said, by picking that camera up, so whenever she snapped the shot or she hit record, people that she was filming or taking pictures of would come to her. Where can I get that content? How can I get my pictures? You know, so they kind of helped to start to bring out that extrovert in her. You know what I mean? And like I said again, she still is herself. She's still an introvert, but it was a way for her to connect. So if you have a tool, I would recommend, if you have a tool, whether that be your voice, or you know, if you rap, sing, you have a talent, even, you know, whatever that tool is, that may be the very thing that will help to communicate. It doesn't have to always be verbal. You might be a person that does graphic tees, so you make sure you put the certain things on your t-shirt. Like, okay, the shirt I'm wearing, for instance, says powerful. I don't know who it is that made this shirt, but I got it from Shein. But let's just say this was your brand. You're wearing something that says powerful. Some other lady may resonate with someone else, because like I said, the her, so it's a brand for women. But that might resonate with someone, and she may come up to you and say, oh, I like your shirt. Immediately there's communication now. You see what I'm saying? So whatever that tool is, use that tool, you know what I mean, to kind of be your communicating factor. If you're not so vocal, I'm a vocal person. We can talk forever, you know what I'm saying, because I love to talk. That's why I believe that the enemy was trying to attack my mouth and attack me, you know, with the cancer here, because he like, if she doesn't do what it is that God intends for her to do with her mouth, I can just, you know, give me permission so I can take it, you know, because Satan has to ask God permission. You understand what I'm saying? To test us and put us through different things. So I believe that that's what he asked. He asked to try to take this away from me. But guess what? He can never do it. He
Yes,
can never do it,
amazing.
honey. He is underneath me, okay? Because I am the head and not the tail, baby. So I'm gonna get to it. I know I got work to do, Father God, and so that's why I said I'm so grateful to be here on this platform, because this is just the start to many different things that I know that God, again, this is one of the doors that I'm saying to you guys that can be open. So you guys come on. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. Come on to Boss Talk with Moet. Let's build this platform, because it's a great platform. You build your brand and build up who it is that you are. You know what I mean? So come on, let's do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Now, speaking of like the cancer and your cancer journey and everything like that, let's let's talk about that a little bit. Like if it's not too much to be able to talk about.
No, it's not. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's my first time really, like, you know, I talk about it in intimate settings with people who come up to me or that know me. And like I said, I'm in healthcare, so I use it as a ministry to some of my patients that I interact with, because they're going through different health issues, you know, some similar. Some people are dealing with cancer and others are dealing with other ailments that you know, sometimes it could be a lot, you know what I mean? So to hear from me or me hear from them, we pour into one another. So yeah, I have no problem with speaking about it. Whatever we, you know, you want to know, I'm willing. I'm an open book.
Okay, okay. So let's what initially happened in regards to this that brought about this diagnosis?
Okay, so initially, you know, and this is what I want to say too. Be as preventive and aware of things as possible. Don't just feel like, oh, I'm young, because I did. I'm telling you my story. You know, I felt like, oh, I'm young, you know, whatever, you know, not necessarily with every health aspect, you know, because girls are going to check out the girls' parts, if you know what I mean. But when it comes to, you know, something like, okay, oh, I got a little something like a bump or something on my lip or in my mouth. I thought it was an abscess, just to, keep it 1,000. I really thought that this little small, what I now know was a tumor in a mass, because it started out small. I thought it was an abscess. Now, again, healthcare is very important. I don't know if the marketplace still exists or what it is that's out there, because I'm covered by my job, by the merciful grace of God at this particular point. But whatever you have to do to get covered, to get insurance, even if you're not able to get covered or get insurance, you need to set aside a budget, set aside some money for yourself to have some exams done routinely on yourself, whether it be through your mouth, going to the dentist, going to, your gynecologist, or going for the men, going to just get regular physicals, to get your prostate checked, whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? Like, get a full body scan from head to toe if that's possible. I'm not saying to do everything all at once, but, take it piece by piece, body part by body part if you feel like you have to. But definitely don't neglect it. Don't think that, oh, for whatever the factor, be it age or, oh, I eat well or whatever. Don't neglect yourself because of whatever you're trying to trick your mind to believe. Okay. I thought it was an abscess. Like I said, I didn't have health. I'm saying these things because I was in the very same situation and I thought these things. I didn't have health insurance at the time because I was in between jobs. And the job that I had just started, you have to go the full 90-day probationary period before you can even get benefits. Okay. So within that 30 to 60-day window, a situation happened. I was drawing a patient's blood, and this man began to please himself, for a better choice of words, while I was in his arm, and I was totally offended. I won't even say the facility that I was working at. They didn't handle it professionally at all. And I didn't handle it in turn professionally either, because I could have actually done something legally about that, but I didn't. They just laughed it off. And they were like, welcome to ER, welcome to da 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 da, the place that I was working for. And I'm like, what? You guys are not going to document this. You're not going to put it into charge. You're not even going to escort this man out of here. No. So instead of taking it and handling things the professional way, I got upset and I didn't go back. I just quit. Okay. So with that being said, now I don't have any coverage coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even in that window anymore. But shout out to Emory Healthcare. I love my job. I love my company. I ended up getting hired on with Emory. Emory benefits start immediately, even on your first day of training. And so with me knowing that, I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to the dentist. Because again, like I said, guys, I thought this was an abscess. So I'm like, I'm going to just go to the dentist. They're going to drain it. Oh, and for those of you who don't know what an abscess is, it's basically like a pus pocket of infection or something like that. Okay. So it very, not anything serious, too serious rather, especially if you don't pop it and swallow the pus or whatever the infection that is in that pocket. But anyway, that's what an abscess is. You can Google it. But that's what I thought it was. So I'm like, okay, let me get me an appointment with the dentist. And so I made an appointment with the dentist, and they just started giving me the runaround. Like, initially, I was a little afraid. I was like, well, why are they like, pushing me here and pushing me there and go to that one and go to that one? And we don't know what it is and da 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 da. So I was like, okay, so it's not as simple as what I thought. So when Emory, I went to, shout out to Rockwell Oral, Facial, and Maxial Surgery. Dr. Damian Rockwell, I love him. He is now like family. He was the one who helped to diagnose me. When I went there, he immediately he knew. In hindsight, when we spoke, he said he knew when he saw, but he could not just tell me what it was without actually having documented proof and a clear diagnosis. So he said he wanted to biopsy it. I'm telling you guys, when he cut into that mass, that sucker got to growing like wildfire. So at this point, you can't even imagine, as a young woman, how my esteem was starting to become affected, what I went through. Okay, first of all, like I said, I have never had any surgeries, never had any kind of real major ailment or anything like that. I've never broken a bone. I've never been hospitalized or anything outside of having my child, who is now 13. And that was my first and my only surgery as well. I had a cesarean to deliver him. Okay, so when this man, did that small incision, it was like a little, a smaller procedure than what it ended up having to be. He did a biopsy, and when it came back, he was like, "We see neoplasm spindle cells, and we're not for certain because we want to do further testing on this mass. We know that it's a mass. We don't know if it's malignant or benign. Those two terms mean, cancerous and non-cancerous. Okay, benign would be non-cancerous. Malignant would be cancerous. So he said, in order for us to determine that, I would have to refer you back to Maine Emory, and you would have to go through a series of things that they will require you to do. And then you can come back to me after it's all said and done." And so I was like, okay. So he sent me over there on referral. I go over there immediately. When they seen it, they're like, "Hey, we have to do surgery. We don't know what stage this could be. We don't know what, how." I'm sorry, this bee keeps making me nervous. Uh, they were like, "We don't know what stage it could be. We don't know how far it will go. We don't know if it's going to begin to spread or what. We need to have immediate surgery to remove it." So initially, I wasn't going to have the surgery, just to keep it a buck with you guys, because when I first moved here and I got into healthcare, I was working for a holistic doctor, and she had told us all about all of these things that your body can do on its own to optimize its health, to cure itself. Prior to you guys, I don't know if some of you guys are familiar with Dr. Sebi and a couple of other people, Yaki Awaken. There's a couple of people who embark on just that pure holistic journey. But I had no idea. I didn't even know who these people were. But shout out to Dr. Crystal Barnwell of Healing Innovations. She was the one who first introduced me to holistic medicine. And she used to travel all around these different countries and get all of these different herbs and all of this different knowledge. And I could not stand her initially because she used to make us take tests and do all kind of stuff. And I'm like, "Hey, lady, I'm out of school. I want to get a check and be done with this." But I'm so grateful to God for her, because I think me having that knowledge and incorporating some of those things, I wasn't as consistent as I should have been. Again, like I said, I thought I was young and I kept doing what I wanted to do, but I did incorporate some of those things because, again, I'm a caregiver for my mom. And with that being said, I mostly was kind of feeding it to her, you know what I'm saying, than to myself. I was more consistent with her than I am myself. And so that's why I think at 83 years old, because when we first got down here, like I said, she was like late 60s, 70s. She's still here with us now today. And I really attribute that to just being, like I said, more holistic with her, with providing care for her. Anyway, so going back to all of that, I was not going to have the surgery at all. I was telling my family, I'm like, "Hey, now fast forward, I know about Dr. Sebi. He has grandchildren that has been trying to carry on his legacy. In Honduras, they have something called Dr. Sebi, like the Usher Village or something like that. And it's his grandchildren, and it's a whole holistic, like, resort or retreat, whatever have you, in Honduras, where you can go there and actually have treatment. And I was like, "I'm going to Honduras. I'm taking every little dime that I got. I am not doing surgery. I don't have to do surgery." My family thought I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, needless to say. They came flying down here like white on rice. Like, and my house was, before I knew it, and I looked up and looked around, my house was full of so much love. And I'm so grateful to God for each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for helping to start that journey off with me. But I wouldn't have had surgery if it wasn't for y'all. But anyway, they came down, and that's what convinced me to have the surgery. And so what they did do, like I said, is remove 90% of my original jawbone, including the teeth. So I have this much of my original jawbone and one molar, one tooth on the bottom here. The rest of everything was removed. They took a bone out of my left leg, the tibia bone, and restructured my jaw. So, and then I had a trach put in my throat to speak. I had drains in my neck. I had drains in my leg. And yeah, so I was in the hospital for a good little while. And even while I was in the hospital, I was still praising God. I was still dancing. I was still very much so me. And I think that that's the reason why God is continuing to grant me the serenity and the peace and the strength, most importantly, to continue on outside of the fact that He has appointed me to govern over my mother and my son. So, but yeah, it was definitely a lot. And then since then, I've had 7 other surgeries and procedures, like I said, because they've been having complications with closing the floor of my mouth from the initial surgery. My surgery was only supposed to be 10 hours. It actually ended up being 12 hours long because my skin graft that they took from my thigh did not take at the floor of my mouth to cover up the bone and the metal and everything that they had put in there. So we just kept going, surgery after surgery, them stitching me up. I have now donor tissue, a donor graft in my mouth. I also had to have a chunk of my cheek meat taken out to try to cover the floor of my mouth. It's been a journey, guys. So, yeah, I've had 7 other procedures and surgeries with
Um,
trying to close
That
the floor
is
of my mouth.
amazing. That is, you have went through a lot in regards to that. But hey, the final thing is that you're cancer free. So
I
that
am.
is definitely like super amazing. Like
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for just staying strong, because I know that process isn't easy to be able to be
Right.
going through. And it's amazing that you were also able to have family and friends that were able to be around you and love on you and care for you and all of those things. So what is just like a key piece of advice that you would give someone that is questioning what's going on right now in their body, different things like that?
Don't be afraid to find out. That's the most important thing. Because fear is crippling and fear is not of the Lord. Even if you're not, I don't want to seem like I'm a holier than thou person because, hey, I'm not without sin like anybody else, okay? But what I will say is don't wait. Don't hesitate and don't wait. If there's anything that you can do to get checked out or to be seen, do that. You know what I mean? If you need somebody, like I said, you guys know how to reach me. I have no problem with being on the phone if you're out of town or out of reach. I have no problem with virtually being on FaceTime, Skype, whatever it is. I am definitely here to be an accountability partner if you don't have anybody to walk with you and hold your hand through those doors. But you have to check yourself out. I would say prevention, 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 more than anything. We can eat whatever we think we're eating the best things. Oh, I'm vegan or I'm gluten or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can never be too careful because you just don't know. You know what I mean? We're not God. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? What it is and when it is that something will happen. So just don't let fear cripple you. You know what I mean? Don't let fear actually take your life because you can be so afraid that you don't go check something out and it can end up worse than what it could have been prevented.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what's the next big things that you got going on?
Well, like I said, follow Situations with the ZATL. That is going to Tubi. It is a series. It's episodic, so it'll be episodes for you guys to follow along with. Also, I am getting back into, I'm saying back because I was in the trucking industry. I had an 18 wheeler on the road. That's a whole nother story. Um, but I'm getting back into that with my other good girlfriends. So be looking out for our trucks on the road. My company is Ladies Truck 2. That's not the company that we're forming together. But if you see LTT or Ladies Trucks 2 on the road, toot toot, just know that it's CEO Queen, and what else am I doing right now? Oh, like I said, motivational speaking. I am for booking. I am open for all bookings, whatever. They think I'm a little funny. I don't really know, but if I'm funny, pay me, book me, let me come make you laugh. And so yeah, that's basically what I have going on right now. And I'm just, taking my time with trying, like I said, to just heal and be in a better headspace than what it was that I was going through and in while I was going through that journey. So yeah.
Right, right. And that's a transition in itself in regards to having to transition out of that. What are like some strategies and some techniques that you use to help like keep your mental fortitude and keep your mindset together?
Well, again, the one true thing is God, and I have to say that, like I said, I'm hoping that I'm speaking to more than just one believer. But if I'm not, you will be a believer messing with me. Following my platforms, you will see that there's one true God and He is absolutely real. But I would also say companionship, put yourself in a place if you can, or accept what it is that will come your way. Because sometimes we don't even have the strength to go or to talk to somebody, or reach out, or we don't even want to be bothered. Okay, because I've been in that position where I didn't want to be bothered, but again, it came to me, it was brought to me. Somebody would call me and be like, girl, I'm going through woo woo woo, which would lead me to try to comfort and console them, and then in turn I'm filling my own cup. So I would say, again, fellowshipping with other people, companionship. Even if you're the type of person, like I said, like my daughter, that's an introvert, you can do different things. I've learned some tools because I went on a healing retreat. Shout out to Manifest with Marsha. That's on Instagram. You can follow her on Instagram, Manifest with Marsha, and she does healing retreats. And when I say that was an experience, I had got my passport in 2020, and I've never had a stamp until recently. I just went to Costa Rica on a healing retreat with complete strangers who are now my sisters. We are in a WhatsApp group, and we just chit chat. We send each other motivational things. I am so blessed to have went on this particular retreat with these group of ladies. I can't say that every retreat will render the same result, but if you go in with a positive attitude, and what you give out 9 times out of 10 is what's going to come back to you. So I went with the intentions of being loved on and to give love to others. So if you go with that intentionality, I think that it will definitely be reciprocated. Again, like I said, Manifest with Marsha. I went to Costa Rica and I learned tools there. I've been journaling. So if you're an introvert, you can do things like journaling that can help. And uh, what else would I say? I do the journaling, and there's different books, some people call them like self-help books, but they're actually like workbooks that you can, work through different things that you feel like you haven't necessarily worked through. So again, if you are an introvert and you need to have that solitude, I would say get you some tools. Again, tools are very efficient and effective for me. So I would say get you some tools and utilize them if you are not a person, again, that is an extrovert like myself that needs to fellowship with others. So, yeah, what works for you? But those are the two things that I would say. Definitely find a way to release, find a way to communicate with yourself what it is that you want to overcome and where you want to go, because see, I wanted to get out of that space. And that's another thing, you got to want that. I wanted to get out of that space because I know that I have work to do. Now, not every day could I do that. There were days where I was just down. My son had to come, so like I said, receive also whatever it is that comes your way. I could have been like, no, get out of here, where sometimes I kind of was, but he didn't get out of there. and sometimes, it's going to be like that. The people that God again sends your way, may have to just be a little pushy if that's what it takes. But yeah, be open.
Yes.
Be open. I would say definitely be open and just work through it. Work through it the best way you can, however that is.
Yes, amazing. I know something that I like to tell people that I talk to that are like going through things is just take it one day, one moment at a time, because you can't you can't just be so focused on the time ahead that you forget to take time for right now,
Right.
because your feelings are valid. You have the right to feel the way that you are feeling, but it's a matter of making sure that you work through those things and apply the right things so that way you're able to grow and you don't just get stuck there, because the problem is in getting stuck.
Yes. And somebody had to tell me that, because somebody really literally had to tell me exactly what you just said. Like, take it one thing, one time, one breath at a time. You know what I mean? Like, and just be okay with knowing that it's okay to feel whatever that feeling is, because I was like, oh, I can't be like this. My mom needs me or my son needs me. And it's like, but you need you.
Yeah.
Without you having you, they can't have you either, if that makes any sense. You have to take care of you. And I really never understood that, because I'm like, well, I got a job, or I'm staying above water, and that isn't the aspect of taking care of you that is what you're trying to convey or what is meant. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be okay with what it is that you're feeling, and feel it and go through it, just like you said. And that's serious. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, one last question.
Yeah.
If you could go back and talk to yourself before all of this, before the entertainment, before everything, what would you say to you?
Before everything, hmm, no, what would I tell myself? Before all that I have done, no, I'm just kidding. Before becoming so great, no, I'm just kidding. What would I say? I would say it's getting ready to get real. So buckle up, baby. That's what I would say. I would say, ride it, girl. Ride it, cowgirl. Because you just don't know what life's twists and turns may bring. So just roll with the punches, keep going no matter what it is. You can, and they have this funny saying, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I had something to say to myself before knowing that I would experience or any of the things that I have experienced thus far, is go with it. Experience it, live it. You know what I mean? And love it every step of the way, good, bad, or indifferent. Just go. You know what I mean? Just go.
Yes.
Because the
Abs-
minute that you stop yourself and you begin to defeat self, it's no more life in that. It's no more life in that. You're killing yourself at that point. So I would just say, just keep going. Go. Just go. Just go.
Yes, absolutely. That's amazing, because it's important to make sure that we go through, because sometimes life be lifing, and you just gotta you just gotta keep
Life be
going
life
with
all the time, baby.
it.
Not sometimes. Life ain't no joke. Life say, hey, I'm the big boss here. I be life in it, and you gonna have to just deal with it. That's what
Right.
life is talking to me, honey. Life ain't
Right.
playing.
And you just gotta roll with it. You just gotta
Yeah.
roll with it and keep going and
And it's
live.
funny because my mom used to say that life is not a bowl of cherries. Oh, you're gonna have to roll with the punches. Girl, when I was growing up, I was out that front door. I didn't know what that lady was talking about. Life was a bowl of cherries. Roll with it. Girl, bye. I'm going to go play. I'm going to go do whatever. And now, in hindsight, and my birthday's coming up next month. Shout out to the fellow Geminis, May 22nd. Y'all, send me a little birthday love. Come follow me. If that's all that you do, just come follow me. You know what I'm saying? Pop that little follow button and I'll pop it right back. But yes, my birthday is next month, and being graced with now 38 years and going to see next month 39 years of life, you really start to think about those things that our elders say to us. You really start to be able to put those things into perspective because life ain't a bowl of cherries, girl.
Right.
We
That's
say
true.
life be lifing, but mama used to say life ain't a bowl of cherries, honey.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what sometimes my kids are dealing with stuff or going through things, and I'm just like, just keep living.
Yeah.
Just keep
And
on
that was one
living.
of the ones too. That's the one. That's the one grandma say, honey. Just keep living. And you got some nerve. Somebody, just keep living, honey, because you don't even know what a nerve is. Okay? I'm for real. That is the one right there, honey. Just keep living. That's what grandma
Yes.
said. Mhm.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So one last time, let the people know who you are, what you do, how they can follow and connect with you, all of that good stuff.
I am your girl, CEO Queen, creating every opportunity queen. You can follow me on Instagram at XE Entertainment. You can follow me in my healing journey at Healing with CEO Queen. And you can get your Herbalife products, link in the bio, because I am an Herbalife distributor as well. I mean, I'm a janitor of all trades. And I say I was a serial entrepreneur. I'm telling you, whatever you got, I mean, whatever you need, I got it. So, follow me on those platforms: XE Entertainment, Healing with CEO Queen, TikTok. I am CEO Queen on TikTok.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking your time to come and speak with me
Thank
today.
you,
Definitely, we're gonna have to make plans to link up in
girl.
person. Definitely.
Let me drive up the road 2 hours. I got to get up out
I'll
of here
be I'll be in Atlanta on Sunday, so I'll
this
hit you up.
Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, and if you don't hit me up, we doing. I am off this weekend. Moet, y'all hear this? Y'all see this? Okay. If I'm going to get back on Boss Talk with Moet, and if she don't hit me up Sunday, we're gonna get on her, y'all. We're gonna get on her. Sunday it is. Let's do brunch or something lovely. And I am so honored. I am so grateful. I thank you so much for this platform. You are doing great and phenomenal things, Moet. You keep being the boss that you are, sweetheart. Keep elevating us other fellow bosses. I love it. I love it.
Yes,
Thank you.
amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time and thank you for
And I gotta
coming
get
out
out of here
today.
because the boss is bugging, okay?
Right, facts. You got that light on. They is out there.
They ready now, honey. I got to
But
get the
definitely.
zapper or something.
But thank you guys to everyone that tuned in, whether you tuned in live or you're watching the replay. And if you haven't caught any gems, you know what I always like to say, make sure you start this over from the beginning and press play because some gems were definitely dropped. I
Bye.
appreciate each and every one of you that come out here each and every week to support me, each and every time that I go live, each and every time that I drop a video. And yeah, like this video, share it with somebody that might need it, drop a comment, let me know how you're feeling, what insights you got in regards to this, all of that good stuff. Subscribe to my channel and turn on my post notifications. That way everything continues to grow. And remember that if you're a person that is having a bad day, you're just having a bad day, not a bad life. Life is too short to be anything but motivated. Now get out there and turn your dreams into a vision and make that your reality. All right. I love you guys. See you next week.
Bye.